Have you ever stared into the cold, unblinking eyes of your domestic feline companion and wondered if they actually care about your existence? Or are you simply a convenient, warm-blooded can-opener who occasionally provides excellent head scratches? It is a fascinating question that has haunted pet owners for generations. While dogs are famous for welcoming their owners with full-body wiggles, cats tend to treat our return with the quiet indifference of a Victorian aristocrat. This dramatic contrast makes us question the very foundation of our relationship with them. Are they truly attached to us, or have we been played by a tiny, furry mastermind who mastered the art of freeloading? If you want to support more deep dives into the secret lives of our favorite animals, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Your subscription helps us bring more scientific mysteries to light. To find the answer, we have to look back at how this partnership even started. If we travel back in time, we find a relationship that was built on mutual convenience rather than mutual adoration. For decades, the scientific community struggled to understand cats simply because they are incredibly difficult research subjects. Dogs evolved from ancestral wolves who lived in highly cooperative social family packs. This ancestral background meant dogs were practically pre-programmed to cooperate with humans and understand our social cues. They look to us for direction because their ancestors looked to the pack leader for survival. Cats, on the other hand, descended from the African wildcat, a solitary predator that spent its life avoiding others. These wildcats, scientifically known as Felis libica, lived in the arid regions of Africa and the Near East. They did not hunt in groups, they did not share resources, and they certainly did not seek out companionship. For them, survival was a solo mission that required constant vigilance and independence. These African wildcats faced extreme conditions where resources were incredibly scarce. Every meal had to be hunted individually, and sharing meant starvation. This solitary survival strategy is why cats did not develop the facial muscles or vocalizations needed for complex pack communication. When they domesticated themselves, they had to invent a brand new way of communicating with a completely different species. Our feline companions chose to join human settlements roughly 9,500 years ago. This transition occurred during the dawn of agriculture, when humans first began settling down and farming the land. They did not do this to help us hunt or protect our camps, but because our grain stores attracted an abundance of mice. It was a brilliant business transaction where cats traded pest control for a safe place to sleep. The humans appreciated the free rodent removal, and the cats appreciated the easy hunting grounds. In ancient Egypt, this relationship blossomed into something extraordinary. Cats were not merely tolerated, they were revered as physical representations of the gods. The goddess Bastet, often depicted as a cat, represented home, fertility, and protection. This high status followed them through history, even as they transitioned into essential crew members on sailing ships during the Age of Discovery. Sailors kept cats aboard to protect precious food supplies from rats and to bring good luck during treacherous voyages. Through these centuries of shared history, cats gradually adapted their social structures to include humans as vital partners. Because of this history, early researchers assumed cats merely tolerated human presence without forming any real emotional bonds. They believed that cats were essentially still wild animals that had simply learned to live alongside us for their own benefit. The popular consensus was that if humans vanished tomorrow, cats would simply walk away without a single regret. But scientists eventually realized that to understand cats, they had to stop comparing them to dogs. Judging a cat by canine standards is like judging a fish by its ability to climb a tree. Human society has long suffered from a dog-centric bias when it comes to animal intelligence and emotion. We expect all pets to show love in the way dogs do, with wagging tails, enthusiastic barks, and absolute obedience. Feline affection is quiet, subtle, and expressed through a completely different social language. Once we learn to decode their behavior, we discover that cats are actually communicating with us constantly. They are not ignoring us, they are simply speaking a language we often fail to hear. Consider the act of allorubbing, which is when a cat rubs its head, cheeks, or body against your shins. Many people assume this is just a selfish way for them to mark territory with their scent glands. It is true that cats have scent glands on their cheeks, lips, and the base of their tails. But when they rub against you, they are doing something far more meaningful than just claiming ownership of your legs. Behaviorists have observed that free-roaming cats do this exact same thing to other cats they trust. In the feline world, sharing scent is a way to create a common family perfume that reinforces social bonds. By blending their scent with yours, they are creating a harmonious olfactory environment where everyone smells the same. By rubbing against you, your cat is not claiming you as property, but rather welcoming you into their social group. They are declaring to the world that you smell like family and that they feel safe in your presence. It is a physical manifestation of trust and community. This scent-sharing behavior also has a calming chemical effect on the cat's brain. When they deposit their facial pheromones on you, it actually lowers their stress hormones. It creates a feedback loop of peace and safety that makes them associate your physical form with comfort. So when you come home stressed after a long day and your cat rubs against your ankles, they are actively trying to soothe both of you. We can also look at the language of the feline tail to understand their emotional state. When a cat approaches you with their tail held high in the air, often with a slight curve at the very tip, they are greeting you with open friendliness. This tail-up posture is a signal of confidence and a desire to interact, a behavior they reserve for trusted companions. If their tail is twitching gently, it shows they are engaged and paying close attention to you. By watching these subtle physical cues, we can see that cats are constantly offering us status updates on their affection. Another subtle but powerful form of communication is the legendary slow blink. In the wild, closing your eyes around another predator is an incredibly dangerous move that leaves you completely vulnerable. It is an admission that you do not perceive the other individual as a threat. When a cat looks at you and slowly closes and opens their eyes, they are demonstrating absolute confidence in your presence. Research has shown that cats are highly responsive to this signal from humans. In studies where researchers slow blinked at cats, the animals were much more likely to slow blink back. They were also far more likely to approach the researcher's outstretched hand, even if that researcher was a complete stranger. If you slow blink back at them, you are participating in a conversation of mutual trust. It is the feline equivalent of a warm, reassuring smile, a way of saying that everything is peaceful and safe. For a long time, these behavioral observations were dismissed as mere speculation by skeptics. But in the year 2019, a major breakthrough changed the scientific consensus forever. A researcher named Kristyn Vitale at Oregon State University decided to apply a psychological test called the Secure Base Test to domestic cats. This test was originally designed by developmental psychologists to measure the attachment style between human infants and their parents. The experiment was simple but revealing. A cat and their owner would enter a completely unfamiliar room together for 2 minutes. Then, the owner would leave the cat alone in the room for another 2 minutes, creating a mild amount of stress. Finally, the owner would return for a 2-minute reunion. Scientists watched how the cats reacted when their human came back into the room. In human infants, A secure attachment is demonstrated when the baby is comforted by the parent's return and quickly goes back to exploring. An insecure attachment is shown when the baby either avoids the parent or clings to them with extreme anxiety. During the 2 minutes when the owner was absent from the room, many cats showed clear signs of distress. They would vocalize, pace near the door, or look around for their missing human. But the true test of attachment was how they reacted when the owner returned. The securely attached cats would approach their owner for a brief moment of physical contact, perhaps a quick rub or a sniff, and then immediately calm down. Their heart rates normalized, and they returned to playing with the toys in the room. In contrast, the insecurely attached cats remained highly stressed, either clinging desperately to their owner or avoiding them entirely while refusing to explore. The results of the cat study were absolutely astonishing. 64.3% of the kittens and 65.8% of the adult cats showed signs of secure attachment. When their owners returned, these securely attached cats greeted them, sought brief comfort, and then confidently went back to exploring the room. They used their human as a secure base, relying on their presence for comfort and reassurance in an unfamiliar environment. To put those numbers in perspective, about 65% of human infants show this exact same secure attachment style to their caregivers. Cats are bonding with us at a level that directly mirrors human children. This shows that the attachment bond is not a canine-specific trait, but a flexible biological response that cats use to navigate their world. Trust is also revealed in where a cat chooses to rest their head. Sleeping is the most vulnerable state any animal can experience in the wild. A sleeping animal cannot hear approaching predators, nor can they defend themselves from an attack. If your cat chooses to curl up next to you, on your lap, or even on your chest, they are making a profound statement. They are telling you that they believe you will protect them from any danger while they are unconscious. They are associating you with absolute safety and comfort. It is one of the highest compliments a predatory animal can pay to a human, indicating that you are their ultimate safe haven. In a multi-cat household, you might observe cats sleeping in what behaviorists call a cuddle puddle. This is not just for warmth, but is a sign of mutual trust and social cohesion. When a cat chooses you as their cuddle puddle partner, they are placing you at the absolute top of their social hierarchy. They are declaring that you are the ultimate source of warmth, protection, and peace. You might also notice that your cat seems to follow you from room to room, even to the bathroom. It is easy to interpret this as a sign of desperate dependency or simply a demand for dinner. But animal behaviorists refer to this as social monitoring. Cats are highly observant creatures that want to keep track of the individuals who matter most to them. They are maintaining an active awareness of your movements because your presence makes them feel secure. Even when there is absolutely no food involved, they simply want to be in the same space as you. They are keeping tabs on their favorite human, ensuring that their secure base is always within reach. Then there is the practice of grooming, which is another profound social bond. When a cat licks your hand, your arm, or even your hair, they are engaging in what scientists call allogrooming. In cat colonies, grooming is not just about staying clean, but is a vital social tool used to reduce tension and strengthen alliances. By grooming you, your cat is treating you as a trusted member of their species. They are dedicating their energy to keeping you clean and healthy, just as they would for a sibling or a close friend. The raspy texture of their tongue is actually a tool for deep social connection. It is their way of saying that you belong to their inner circle. Perhaps one of the most misunderstood feline behaviors is the delivery of gifts. We have all experienced the bizarre moment of a cat proudly presenting a toy, a stray sock, or sometimes a lifeless outdoor creature. While it is easy to react with horror, these offerings are directed specifically at the people they care about. Scientists still debate the exact evolutionary drive behind this behavior. Some believe it is an extension of maternal instincts, where a mother cat brings prey to teach her kittens how to hunt. Others see it as a desire to share resources with the group, treating you as a member of the pride who might need a good meal. Regardless of the motive, it is a highly targeted social interaction that shows you are at the center of their world. They are bringing these items to you because you are their primary social partner. The popular myth that cats only care about us because we feed them was put to the ultimate test in the year 2017. Researchers set up an experiment where cats were deprived of food, toys, scents, and human contact for a few hours. They then gave the cats a choice between these 4 different categories to see which one they would prefer. Many skeptics expected the cats to sprint directly to the food dish. Instead, 50% of the cats chose social interaction with a human over food. Only 37% of the cats chose food first, while the remaining few chose toys or interesting scents. This study proved that for a majority of cats, human companionship is actually a more powerful reward than food. They genuinely value our company for its own sake, not just for what we can put in their bowls. It shatters the stereotype of the cold, calculating pet that only tolerates us for a free meal. Of course, it is important to remember that every cat is a unique individual. Just like humans, some cats are naturally extroverted and crave constant physical contact, while others are introverted who prefer their own space. An independent cat who prefers to sit on the opposite side of the room is not necessarily detached. They might simply be expressing their secure attachment in a quieter, more relaxed way. They are content just knowing that you are nearby. Their independence is actually a sign of their security, showing that they trust you enough to not need constant reassurance. When we look at all of this scientific evidence together, a remarkably clear picture begins to emerge. Cats seek our comfort, trust us with their safety, monitor our movements, and view us as their family. Their behavior points directly to a genuine, deep-seated emotional attachment rather than simple tolerance. They have adapted their naturally solitary instincts to form complex, loving bonds with humans. So do cats actually love humans? If love is defined as a deep preference for someone, an emotional bond that brings security, and a desire to remain close, then the science says yes. They might not write us poetry or greet us with the chaotic energy of a dog, but they love us in their own quiet, dignified way. Their love is not loud, but it is incredibly profound. This scientific understanding gives us practical tools to improve our daily lives with our feline companions. Instead of forcing interaction or picking them up when they prefer to be left alone, we can practice passive socializing. Try sitting on the floor near them without making direct eye contact, allowing them to initiate the interaction on their own terms. Offer them a slow blink when you catch their eye, or present a single finger at their nose level for them to sniff and rub against. By respecting their natural communication style, you show them that you understand and value their boundaries. This simple shift in behavior can transform a distant cat into a deeply affectionate companion. The next time your cat looks at you, slow blinks, and then falls asleep nearby, take a moment to appreciate the incredible trust they are placing in you. You are their secure base in a vast and unpredictable world. What is your cat's favorite way of showing affection? Let us know in the comments below, and do not forget to subscribe for more fascinating insights into the minds of the animals we share our lives with.